I want to firstly give a quick update to the House. Last week I raised a matter here, and I tabled names of persons that had been abducted. And the families and lawyers, and we, their fellow leaders in our party, we were struggling to establish the whereabouts of these people. I want to give an update now that I raised this matter and you allowed me to table the names. Those people were released by security forces, and so I thought it's important that I bring that update back to the House here.
Thank you. They were released by security forces, not thugs.
And that's the important thing, right, Honourable Speaker, because the way they were picked up, no one could tell which kind of people these were. And so now that they were released, in fact, some were released from police stations.
There is an order.
Madam Speaker, the leader of opposition is a honorable member. The leader of opposition is a honorable member of Parliament. And the word honorable must show the caliber of a person. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Lope, in his submission, has used a very bad word to call the forces of this country, a word that I cannot mention, because when I mention, my people of Busia will say I'm not a honorable member. Therefore, can the Lope withdraw that word? So I cannot mention the word because I will not be a honorable member, Madam Speaker. I cannot mention the word because I will not be a honorable member. Can he withdraw the word that he mentioned?
Hello, finish.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I want to appreciate the Honourable Macho. I see he's very smart today.
Which word did you use?
I don't know. Are you sure I mentioned that? Right Honourable Nabbanja, can you prove that? I'm challenging you to prove that.
Honourable members.
I'm challenging you, Prime Minister.
Honourable Prime Minister.
You sit down, you even came late. Honourable Speaker, let me proceed.
Look. Honourable members, on Thursday when Lope raised that issue, he said they were thugs. And I made him to withdraw that word. And that's why I was just reminding him that they are not thugs. Now, it is security personnel who have got back the people. He said, he alleged that they were thugs. So now he has said it is security personnel who have delivered back, who released the people. That's why I mentioned the thugs. Yes, you have something to say?
Thank you, Right Honourable. Actually, the word I used wasn't even thugs. I used the word goons. And I said, I hope government can come and own up so that we don't take these to be goons. Because the way they conducted the arrest, they were in plain clothes, they had guns, they were driving ordinary cars.
Can you conclude?
And so, no one could identify them as security persons. And so we're asking government, either these are goons or you own up. And as I conclude that particular matter, Right Honourable Speaker, I really want to call upon government. Let's observe the law. When you want to conduct an arrest, our laws are clear. The Constitution, the Police Act, and the plethora of other laws in our country. How you get to conduct an arrest. Right Honourable Speaker, we might have a challenge in this country at some point. That these fellows in plain clothes will go with guns, try and abduct somebody, and assuming the person fights back and maybe kills one of them. Under what law are you going to charge this person who is acting in self-defense? Because this person is saying, I don't know who you are. You are in plain clothes, you have guns, you have come to attack me. If this person fights back and harms one of them, you cannot charge them. So let's follow the law. That's my appeal, and I hope that we can get to do that. Honourable Speaker, in similar vein, I again want to call on government in following the law. Our Constitution Article 27 thereof provides for a couple of things. Government can get to search any premises, and this is because we were raided, my political party was raided, headquarters, by different security outfits, chased away our party officials, broke our doors, took away laptops, money, and several other things. And what has perplexed me, Right Honourable Speaker, is I don't know why government cannot follow some simple basics of the law. No one stops you from conducting a search, even at my house. You have a right to conduct a search. But one, come with a search warrant. Two, let me be present. We have keys to our offices. Why do you have to break? Yet we have keys and we can open for you. Can we follow these simple precepts of the law? You have a right to conduct a search anywhere, by the way, anywhere, including in my office here at Parliament, because I'm in it today, tomorrow I'm not. But can you follow the law in doing that? Because now you break and damage property, we have got to replace that, money is taken, computers and so on. Why don't we follow the law? It would be different if you had come with a warrant and said, open, we want to search, and we refuse. There you can do whatever you want to do, but you didn't do that. Government, why do we not want to follow the law? Because then you make people to become suspicious about several things.
You mean your office was broken in?
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker. Yes, Right Honourable Speaker. And I saw police actually justifying it, saying they went to pick some exhibits. I said, but now, which court of law are you going to use those exhibits in? Because no one was there to corroborate. How do I be brought to court to say you concede that this was gotten from your office of your premises when I was not there? Honourable Speaker, hopefully the Attorney General responds to these issues. Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, so that he responds generally.
There is an order.
No problem.
Right Honourable Speaker, and honourable members, like you said, Parliament has got a lot of work. Whenever we come here, you are dragged, Right Honourable Speaker, into unfounded allegations. Unfounded allegations. And I believe the reason is to make government look dirty. This government has protected Ugandans, and that's why everybody is proud, including investors. Is it in order for the LOP all the time to come here to dirty the government? Yes, that is the intention. In my presence as a leader of government. Are you in order?
Honourable members,
Allegations without evidence. Are you in order?
honourable members, honourable members, honourable members, honourable members. When I asked the LOP that you mean your offices were raided, because I didn't know that they were raided. No, I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know because I'm not there to hear whatever happens. I was only very disappointed when I saw my old men from Teso. And I'm going to follow those old men paraded in the new offices. Why would an old man? Is that the place that gives out money for compensation? Compensation is given from Parliament. We are not going to allow this. You will not do this in Teso.
I want to thank you, and with your permission, I could clarify that small issue. Our political party, our doors are open to anybody that comes to us to advocate for them. So elders from Teso came to our office. I don't know if you wanted us to chase them away. But they came and raised their concerns and said, please advocate for us as Teso war claimants for us to be paid. We received them. I don't know what's illegal about that. But let me not be distracted, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Attorney General, he says he has a list. He's talking about a list that
Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, because she was saying there's no evidence, police released the statement. And Right Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with the Prime Minister that this Parliament discusses critical issues, and that's why you normally encourage us to be here by 2. By 2, you were in your chair. The Prime Minister came very late. If you respect the issues of Parliament, please come early, like the rest of us.
She didn't come late.
Honorable Speaker, she was not here at 2. That's the truth.
She didn't come late.
But let me wrap up with this issue,
late.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Order. Lope, you sit. Lope, you sit. Lope, you sit. Can we go to the next item? Next item. Next item. Next item.
Motion.
We will handle your issues. Next item.
Motion for a resolution of Parliament to authorize government.
What is your issue?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. In fact, I would have been done had I not been interrupted by the Prime Minister. Right Honorable Speaker, I have a list that I would like to table here for the attention of the Attorney General. The Supreme Court delivered a ruling saying for matters that had been handled by the court-martial, either free these people or transfer their files to the civilian courts. Some of these files were transferred. There's several other lists, people whose files have not been transferred. Let me table this list, Right Honorable Speaker.
Give it to AG.
It has got names Sechitoleko Yasin Machete, who is on hunger strike, Kavuma Musa, Gibsiwa Abdallah, Kalanzi Sharif, Mwonge Joseph, Jimmy Galukande, Kato Umar, Abdallah Chintu, Mwase Patrick, Agaba Anthony, Angulibo Siraj, Andama Hafsa, Ida Kasim, and finally, Buga Ratib. These people were remanded by the court-martial, which no longer has authority over them. When are their files going to be transferred to the civilian courts like everybody else? Because their being on remand under the court-martial has got no place in the law. Government and Attorney General, when are these files going to be transferred to the civilian courts? I do lay the list, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
When you make the House unruly, you'll miss out even to speak what you're supposed to speak. But I want to reiterate this. And this information goes even to the people out there. This madness of parading our old parents. Huh? Order to who? You cannot start parading all the people in the name of compensation. You bring all the people all the way from Teso. That can never happen, and it should never happen. And we are looking for the people who are doing that. Next item.
Item 3 on the order paper. To borrow up to United States dollars 100 million from the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADEA, private window. United States dollars 50 million from the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, public window. And United States dollars 25 million from the OPEC Fund for International Development to capitalize Uganda Development Bank Limited. 2, to guarantee Uganda Development Bank Limited to directly borrow up to United States dollars 40 million from the Islamic Development Bank, United States dollars 30 million from the Islamic Corporate Private Sector, and United States dollars 30 million from the International Islamic Trade Finance Corporation.
Oh, he's on the run. I've lost him. He's on the run. I saw a minister, I was scared.
Honourable members, as you may recall, on Wednesday 5th, 2025, February, the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development tabled a proposal to authorize government to borrow up to USD 100 million from the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa. But there, a private window, USD 50 million from the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa. Public window.
Opposition raised the issues of abduction, issues of raiding political parties' offices, but also we have an unfinished issue of the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment. I thought that the Attorney General is going to develop appetite to respond to these issues. Because, as far as I know, you have partially transmitted files. There are other people who are still crying there before they are in jail, their warrants ended. I thought you would brief Parliament, because Parliament, and I want to thank you, Madam Speaker, on this issue. But I'm raising a procedure. I don't know what's wrong with people who put on military uniforms when they are civilians. Because in the military, there are no procedure. Is that what you want to suggest, Honorable Abe? When others are raising procedure, you wait. Procedure are not raised concurrently. So, Madam Speaker, I want to seek for your indulgence for the Attorney General to lay the fears, not only of those of us who are here, but the country, on issues of abduction, issues of raiding political parties' headquarters, but also issues of getting everybody who has a file, like the Supreme Court rule, transferred. When are they going to be transferred? You cannot transfer them at leisure.
Honourable members, they were made by us in this house. And when I see senior members of Parliament not respecting the rules of procedure, I want to refer you to Rule 2222, reconsideration of a decision of the House. It is out of order to attempt to reconsider a specific question. Remember, that question was raised and it was forwarded to Attorney General. Attorney General cannot give you a feedback. We have given him the information and he's going to come back to the House and give you a feedback. He does not keep those people in his brain. Those people are somewhere. He has to go and consult and find. The other day you raised an issue, and I am happy you have come back to say the issue was solved, and that issue will equally be solved. We are here to work for people outside there. We are not working for ourselves. It is to our best interest that everybody is peaceful in this country. Next item.
But Madam Speaker, they here limit the interaction of the Speaker. Reason is that the rules don't want the Speaker to be the one answering on behalf of government.
Honourable Minister.
Item 2 on the order paper, communication from the Chair.
Honourable members, I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting. I also want to inform you that the Parliament of Uganda will host the second Women Parliament sitting on Monday, 3rd March, as part of the commemoration of the International Women's Day 2025. This year, Parliament will be held, Women's Day will be held here before they go to Chankwansi for the national celebration. And the theme of the discussion for the women members of Parliament, the councillors out there, the LC5s who are women, will be consolidating women's social and economic transformation in Uganda. So we are going to invite our women from districts to come and have an interaction with their women members of parliament. And you discuss issues concerning women. And the event will take place here. We will give one woman to chair, and we will have a debate for women, and women will. But if we have men who also want to attend, like I've seen Lop smiling, you will be welcome. So we'll have that day 3rd for women, and we discuss women issues and see how best we can be able to help a woman. Once you have a woman who is empowered, then you have an empowered nation. So that's what we need to do. And we'll ask you to support our women out there to be able to come here. Honorable members, we've been having a number of issues in schools, and this still takes us to parenting. There is a kid who got drowned in a swimming pool. Teachers really need to take responsibility once parents entrust children to them. You cannot have a kid who has never gone to a swimming pool, just pushed there and he gets drowned. It's a very bad thing. We had a kid who was slaughtered in Soroti and dumped in a pit latrine. And after removing that kid, there were 4 other skulls in the same latrine. We had a kid who committed suicide in Seta. I think we need to do a lot of parenting for our children, and the teachers equally need to help us with these children. They need to understand the children they are dealing with. As parents out there, we need to do a lot of parenting, and teachers, once you're entrusted with people's children, please take responsibility of people's children. And we'll make sure that if it is you who is entrusted with a kid, you take personal responsibility as a teacher. If you think a school should be a school will be the one taking responsibility, you who is with the teacher should take personal responsibility. Because you can't be here, the kid doesn't know how to swim, you're busy on WhatsApp, and then at the end of the day, the school is blamed. It should be you who is with the kid. You take strict liability. I want to thank you so much, and I wish you nice deliberations. Yeah. Yes.
On how best we can celebrate Women's Day for this year. I am seeking for clarity. We are going to invite the women to come to participate on 3rd of women that we can bring, so that we shall be able, as leaders of our districts, we shall be able to support. To our speaker and colleagues, as I agree on parenting, but I think also the school administration, issue of security intelligence. If 4 skulls were got in one pit latrine, people are not killed like a way of killing, or system within the school environment needs also to be improved. Because from one right honorable speaker, as a way of sending warning to the community, the actions taken against those schools should be made to this house, so that we will be able to spread.
We are handled by CPS. We have a department planning and strategy, and they're handling that. And the issue of parenting, by when we give our children to schools, to teachers, that is an extension of parenting. They become the parents of those kids. So by doing that, you have to take responsibility of these kids, the welfare of these kids. It's very, very bad for somebody to take a kid and then it's called the next day that your kid got a problem, is dead. It's very dangerous. Yes. And honorable members from the Ministry of Education on what action they've taken, especially on that school where a kid was killed in the latrine. We want to hear from the Minister of Education. So government.
That we can have a statement tomorrow. We shall update tomorrow because the Minister of Education is not here now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaking. I would speak for Kaberamaido, where this so-called the GROW program. So the banks are at the center of making these programs difficult. Madam Speaker, I hope that during these discussions, that some of those things can be corrected. I thank you.
Thank you for managing, say, GROW, managing PDM. Tell us how are women benefiting? How are women benefiting from this? Yes. Ethan.
Could quickly provide for something such that at least as we have this discussion, which I know, Madam Speaker, you've already balanced, and many districts, especially from the different regions, are going to be involved, but a provision is also made that later on down. And Madam Speaker, as we go on to plan for Women's Day, we are praying that even the women out there who have been abducted, who are out in cells for no good reason, for only this time, they are gifted so that for Women's Day, they are given justice. And we see that at least Uganda is somewhere as far as matters of women are concerned. And not only women, but generally all Ugandans get justice as a gift. We are praying, at least for Women's Day. I thank you.
What I had forgotten was I got a list of petitioners from northern Uganda, specifically from Lira. I think from Lira. From Lango. From Lango. And the petition was about representation of workers in the house. And their claim is there is no inclusivity, fairness, and equity in the representation. And for them, they believe, since in the representation of youth, people with a disability, the elderly, all regions are represented. So in their considered view, they think Section 8, subsection 3 of Election of Parliamentary Act on election of workers should be amended to include the region, not only include the gender. Because the Section 3 says that there shall be one woman out of the 5, it does not specify that all regions must be represented like other interest groups. So the petition was brought, and I think we'll have an amendment to that effect. Yes, Brenda.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
General Museveni n'abaana balowooza kiwaneeka weepe muli bantu be basobola okutiisatiisa ti bwe banaaleeta emundu ne baleeta n'abasirikale ne babatiisatiisa mujja kuva kye mwagala njagala tubeere wano mulayire nti nebenkuba nebenebeekola ki ganenge ezaalira ku ki tugenda mu paaka luno n'ebyenda asaanidde akimanye weyeekyangira kyangira ti wano bwe wali weteekawempemu eyogera ku mbogo abamanyi ebyafaayo bya Buganda omanyi omusajja eyali omugumu atatiisibatiisiba ng'atabalimu muli mu musaayi gwe bwe mukkiririzaamu n'olwekyo twagala tulabule Museveni ne banne baali nabo kyekawempe akalukaayo si keekeri tetwalibwa kawempe sikaki ate tugenda kumuwangula akikirirako wane kawempe kyabantu be balonda ne balonda Nuupu ne Kyagulanyi ne Basegirinya kyeyalimbulaga bye bakola baali babikkiririzaamu mukuba kaki ate babalowooza nti mbuyaga kati tugenda kumuleetera tsunami kubanga luli yali atusibanga tuli mu covid ng'agamba nti netukuba nkuŋŋaana naye ku luno tugenda kumulagako katumulagirako buki bwereere Nalukoola ono mu mulonde lwaki twagala mu mulonde mangu waliwo ekiteeso mu palamenti ekyetaaga amateeka nga bano waliwo ekiteeso kye baagala okuleeta nga bagamba nti omuntu wa bulijjo atwalibwe nga mu kooti y'amaki y'amagye nga ne kooti yamaze okukola ki okusalawo n'olwekyo abainale bwe mulonda omuntu yenna owa yero oba abo abeerimbika nti baffe naye nga ba NRM ne mulondako omu manya mujja kuba mugambye nti mwe abantu ba wano mukkiriza ti omuntu wa bulijjo bamutwale mu kooti y'amaki y'amagye kano ke kaluka referendum ketugenda okulakako General Museveni ti ebyo byalowooza kyayagala omuntu wa bulijjo nze wabutambala mbadde Shadow Minister wa Internal Affairs mbaddeko Shadow Minister wa Gundi abasiraamu bangi bali eyo mu kooti maso gye bakweredde bangi nnyo babakutte ne babajootekako emiki emisango kakati Nalukoola ono tumwetaaga agende mu Parliament tubeere naye ennyongereza tebaki ennyongereza tebaki ate bafuna omutwe okutegeera ng'ogwa Nalukoola lumu nga gulimu n'amateeka tumugendako omutugasseeko equality MP kubanga ekizibu kya Uganda Parliament gye mulaba yatwonoonekako power nsanyusa obalabako Honorable Namuga nsanyusa okulabako bw'onoobozeeyo abantu beewafeeyo emawokota sembabula obatulabira obagamba abantu b'empereerwe abantu ba Kawempettu abasekati Ssenyonyi Mugalu Nammere babaagala nnyo basebo ne banyama abalungi yenze luyimbazi Nalukoola okuviira ddala erimu NUP nze omu ku abo abakulemberwa Pulezidenti Kyagulanyi ekibiina NUP kyekibiina ekisinga okuba kinnaggwano mu ggwanga lino kyekibiina ekisinga okuba ekyamaanyi kyekibiina ekyawangula obwa Pulezidenti abafuzi b'ababi abasibira mu ggwa ne batulyaza amaanya nze Nalukoola nze omusajja atagambika nze omusajja kamenyo yenze nzire mu kifo awaali omwagalwa Honorable Ssenyonyi basebo ne bannyabo kankozesa omukisa guno okubakubagizaako olw'okufiirwa munnaffe Honorable Ssenyonyi Muhammad naye amateeka tukkiriza kukungubaga amateeka gagamba wabeerewo okulonda bassebo ne bannyabo. Okulonda kutuuse kwanga 13 omwezi guno mwe tuli. Nalukoola wuunazze, Nalukoola mu mulonde, Nalukoola yoweni yupi yefeffe kafa abavuganya bassebo ne bannyabo. Abalala beetabyemu bwetabi, nammwe temubamaki mumanyi Nalukoola. Nali mwennyini simanyi bantu abo abanneesimbyeku banne. Akalulu kano akulembera ye Nalukoola n'amala neyeemyuka neyeemyuka neyeemyuka. Oba abalala be baani bannange? Bassebo ne bannyabo, abantu abo bagenda kujeeyo ewammwe nga babagamba mu vooti wayizire, bajja nakwogera oluzungu. Bamuwulira bagamba vooti wayizire nga mumanya bagamba vooti Nalukoola. Kubanga bagamba yenze Luyimbazi Elias, Nalukoola wayizire. Wayizire terijja kubaako ku kabaloti pepa. Ne buli wemuwulira agamba vooti wayizire aba agamba Luyimbazi Elias Nalukoola. Vooti tuuse mulonde Nalukoola amanye ebyensonga, agende abeere wamu n'abakulembeze bammwe be mwalonda. Tukayanire oluguudo luno, tukayanire oluguudo luno. Nze bannange nkooye awo twetaagawo omwe oluguudo lumwasanjala, tukooye enfuufu. Ndi waawa nonze gwe mulaba nazaalibwa wali mu Kirokole, ebyennyanja mbigulaawo oba kasitoma wange waali. Muyinza okulowooza nti naye nange nnuma okulaba nga tulyanga enfuufu. Muleke Nalukoola agende, eddoboozi aligatte ku bano bammemba ba Parliament abaliyo bano, ku bano bammeeya Sserunjogi, ku bakansala be mulabye wano banna abakooza, ba Denisite, ba Silivia. Tukole emirimu, obudde butuuse tukayanire ebyaffe. Mwakitegeerako dda nti Nalukoola omulimu gwe gwakayanira bwenkanya, okayanira eddembe ly'obuntu, ng'era ebyo yabitandikako dda. Nze abagambye wonaleko, nze yawolereza abantu b'e Lusanja n'abantu abalala bangi bempolereza nfofoolo. Olaba mbawolereza nga temunnampa ccepe ya bwemupi, ate bwe munampaamu. Omuvubuka omu yalaba akamotoka nga kadduka, n'abuuza maama we, akamotoka kano ka Volkswagen bwe kaddukidde bwe kati nga kakyali kato, ate bwe kali enkanankana maama waako baasi. Kakati nange bwe munampa ccepe y'obwemupi, olaba nkola eby'amaanyi nga temunnampa, ate bwe munampaamu. Bassebo ne bannyabo yenze omutuufu ow'okwesiga, nze omusajja Nalukoola ataabayiwe. Singa kwali kulya buntuutu nandigenze n'emmaawu, naye nagaana bassebo ne bannyabo.